Good afternoon, folks. The Gold King is back again with some more Mass Effect. I hope you're having yourselves a fine afternoon on this... What is this? What day is it? September something, isn't it? Isn't it? It's like the 9th, I think? Isn't that cool? Uh-oh. Phone went on. But anyway, yeah, so we are currently on the Lair of the Shadow Broker DLC, which is quite neat. So we're going to play this. Might be the only thing that I do on this stream, so I know this DLC is pretty lengthy.
You use that kind of hardware when you don't have time to plan.
But yeah, we are going through Lair of the Shadow Broker, which is... For my money, I think this is one of the best DLCs of all time.
I'm at the BioWare Frontier's office. We are assigned in just a few minutes ago.
Understood, Commander.
Alright, sorry about that. Just checking a message. Wow. Shadow Broker agent.
Say hello to the Shadow Broker's private army, Commander.
Alright. I do like this music a lot. This DLC is fantastic music. Ow. Making chicken and dumplings. Awesome. What up, Boosh? I just got done watching the 2022 Speak No Evil for MMN tonight. That was a pretty interesting film. I'm also wrapping up writing my latest poorly explained script. Got a few more touch-ups to make on it, which I hope I'll have that done before tonight's show, and then can start editing that tomorrow. Hopefully have it out later this week. Bowling! Oh, there's another guy. Bowling! What the? It went up. Oh well. Bullets work too. Bullets are good. Yeah, chicken and dumplings. That sounds nice. That sounds nice and tasty. I had chicken yesterday, but no dumplings. Wow.
They're up ahead. Not difficult.
Ouch. Jeanette, how you doing? Oh dear, oh dear. I like how he's just laid out like, "Wah!" But yeah, good to see you, Jeanette. How you doing? Welcome to BioWare Frontiers, where we break down barriers. He looks like I feel before combat. He looks like me after the movie I just watched. Like, what the? But yeah, we're doing Speak No Evil the 2022 version on MMM tonight, Cannoli Sasquatch's channel. And I just watched the movie for the first time. That was pretty messed up. That was nice and messed up. Bye-bye. I want to see that really bad. Was it good? Okay, I don't know how good the American version will be. I don't even know why they're remaking it, because I've heard they're planning on changing the ending, which I kind of feel like that defeats the point of the film. Granted, it depends on how they change it, I guess, but yeah, it's basically the one that with James McAvoy. It's a remake of a Dutch film that came out in 2022. I thought it was pretty dang good. It's definitely disturbing. It's a little bit like slow paced. Like it's kind of something that like the creep factor kind of builds and builds and builds, and then when you get to it, it's like, yeah, that's pretty messed up. I think it has a very interesting. Message / commentary that it's going for. Yeah. Now, how well it accomplishes it, I think it's debatable how effectively it accomplishes that commentary. But yeah, we'll get into it more tonight, I guess. But as far as horror movies go, I mean, it's definitely worth checking out.
Excellent targeting. Not difficult.
I mean, this Danish one was good enough to where I bought it on Amazon. It was like $7, so I was like, yeah, that's definitely worth that price. Good movie. Good movie. Pretty interesting.
They're blocking the stairs. Got it. Should be clear now.
Good. I'm on my way down.
I love foreign films. I'll check out the Dutch version. I like Norwegian horror too. I grew up on classical and silent film. Love French and Dutch. The Seventh Seal cemented my love for noir. Oh, awesome. Well, yeah, if you like that kind of cinema, then I definitely recommend checking this one out.
Enemies inbound.
Watch the land.
Enjoy.
I know one of the best films of the 2010s is, I think it's a Dutch film. I know Mads Mikkelsen is Dutch, so, but it's the movie he was in called The Hunt.
We can use this.
I think that's one of the best films of the 2010s, as well as one of the best performances. I think he is absolutely incredible in that movie, and holy cow, is that tragic. That is one of the most upsetting things I've ever watched in a movie. But yeah, I think he's one of the best actors alive, period, anyway. But yeah, I don't know if I've seen a lot of Dutch movies, but I thought this one was great.
Damn it. If I'd have been a few seconds faster, I could have stopped them.
Is this Saket?
Ooh, dumpling dough in 7 minutes. Nice.
No sign of that data Liara talked about. Looks like a dead end.
Speaking of which, did you find your friend's body?
You mean this body?
Liara. This is Visir. She's a specter.
This is the woman who tried to kill me.
You've had a rough day, so I'll let that slide. Why don't you put that gun down?
I saw you. I doubled back after I left. I watched you break into my apartment.
You didn't know where Liara went, because she hid the message. You needed me to find it for you.
Thanks for the help.
Once she had my location, she signaled the Shadow Broker's forces. They bombed the building to take me out.
She's like, yeah.
Took his data and killed him. I'm guessing she's still got the disc on her.
Good guess. Not that you'll ever see what's on it. You pure blood bitch!
Biotic fight! Kitchen had it. Put the butter in the freezer and use a cheese grater to cut it into the dough. Oh, nice. This is the only part of this DLC that annoys me, is she's running from Liara, and I'm like, she's a Spectre? And Liara is still reasonably new to fighting. So I kind of feel like a Spectre should not be afraid to take her out. Now, if she's running from me, that's different. I am also a Spectre, so just saying. So one little detail in this DLC I think should be changed. It should have been changed. They're not going to change it now, of course. Oh dear, that one had a missile launcher. Wow! Nah, shot her into the wall! I've never used the cheese grater hack myself, but I'm not the chef that Boosh is. Boosh is one of them culinary masters. Wow. Woo. Alright, got that one. Took that one. Make sure we don't forget anything around here. Dragon Trade Center. This would be such a cool setting if they did it in a show.
I'm fine, by the way. Thanks for asking.
We're taking Jack.
Come on, she's getting away.
I found a dump and go chicken pot pie, and my life has never been better. I'll give it to you. Works great.
There she
I
is.
use Kodiak pancake batter. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, I forgot we get to drive this part.
No, wait, left.
I'm on her.
Hang left.
Uh-oh, cat's walking across the
She's around the
screen.
corner.
Mozart!
I'm not going into the construction site,
It's like Attack of the Clones.
I'm not letting her escape with that data. Go, 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 go!
I'm going.
It's like, stop badgering me, Liara.
Oncoming traffic!
We'll be fine.
She's dropping proximity charges.
I noticed.
What's going on, CLS? How you doing?
She's got reinforcements.
What kind of guns does this thing have?
It's a taxi. It has a fare meter.
Wonderful.
Truck.
I know.
Quick, throw the fare meter at her.
There we go.
You're enjoying this.
Well, yeah.
Head-on collision at this speed.
Yeah, I hear those can be bad for you.
Truck.
Again?
Pull over. Oh dear.
I crashed on Azure. Get me some damn backup.
Are you sure about that? Bless your tongue, What's up, cannoli?
Watch out.
Or in the spirit of the movie, should I say?
She can't have gotten far. Watch out. There's Vizier's car. Come on, she can't have gotten far.
Am I gonna make any memes or vids on the debate tomorrow? Probably not. I mean, I'm kind of putting that channel too on the back burner at the moment because it's shadow banned and they're just not giving me any reason to do anything right now, unfortunately. So I'm mostly focused on my main channel right now and trying to do more poorly explained videos, which I'm working on one of those that I'll hopefully have out by Friday. But I do have ideas for maybe something to do that's non-political for the meme channel, but it'll take a little bit of time to figure out exactly what to use and how to implement it. But yeah, my channel got majorly shadow banned right after the June debate, so plus I like the main channel stuff more anyway. The meme channel, it's like I only really took to working on that as hard as I did for a while because it was making me money. It's not like a first love or anything, it's more just like, oh okay, well it's making money, but right now it's like, eh. You know, and I'm not giving up on it or anything, it's just kind of taking a break from it. And, being based in California as I am, I appreciate your vids, I hate it. Oh, I'm sorry you have to deal with that. That's unfortunate, but I appreciate the support all the same.
Watch out, flashbang.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Wow. I've been shot.
We've been spotted.
Ow. And go flying. Alright, knock him over. Ah, I hate those things. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Teal. There we go. Got him. What the heck? Okay then.
Come on, we can climb over to get to Vizier's car.
Royal Vizier. Alright. Let's proceed with the mission. Ba-ba. Am I excited for fall weather? I absolutely am. I love the fall. It's my favorite season of the year. I'm not a huge fan of summer. I like all the, like, summer is my least favorite season, funny enough. I will take fall over any season. It is easily my favorite. I love the way the air smells. I love the temperature. I love the look of it. Just
we're unharmed.
Everything's good. Summer sucks at 117 degrees. Oh yeah. Poor Cannoli here. He's in Arizona. It's like 100+ degrees like every single day. Like I was like all happy, like, oh yeah, we're getting into the 70s here, and it was, oh, it's so nice. And Cannoli like showed me like a screenshot of like all 100 degrees for that week. I was like, oh. Y'all prefer winter? Yeah, I love winter. Our winters aren't that bad. This is funny, this little conversation.
What kind of hotel is this?
Azure. It's a luxury resort with an exotic edge. Azure is slang for a part of the Asari body in some areas of Ilium.
Where?
Mainly the lower reaches, near the bottom.
I meant where on the Asari body.
So did I.
So it's getting chilly here. I love our winters in Arizona. Yeah, it's like a whole 80 degrees. Isn't that great? Summer has girls in short shorts and bikini tops. Dude, it's Kentucky. We don't really
What's this?
have a bunch of that, to be honest. Though truth be told, I prefer women who dress more modestly anyway, so. It's Colossia. Oh, we got snow once. It was the best. I wish. It's funny, we don't get a ton of snow where I live. I mean, it's like, it's Midwestern weather. Our weather is like impossible to predict, particularly in fall and winter. One day, it'll be like 20 degrees outside and we'll be getting snow. And then the next day, it'll be 60 degrees. We have the weirdest weather. Like, I'm not saying it's never consistent, but you can't count on it being consistent. Like, I remember one December, we went into work and it was like 60-something degrees, probably about 65, and a part of Kentucky got like a tornado, and the very next day it dropped down to the 30s and snowed. Like in that region, and I was like, oh man. And it kind of sucked because I mean it hurt with the cleanup and stuff like that, but yeah, our state is weird when it comes to temperature change. I mean, we sometimes do have some pretty thick, you know, heavy snow days, but they're few and far between. I'd still say probably the most snow I ever saw was when I was a kid. We got like 20 some odd inches. My parents wanted to move to Utah. I take care of them, and I just hope that doesn't pan out.
Hey, you.
It's very desert. Well, I mean, it depends on what part of Utah. One of my sisters lived in Utah for a couple of years, and where she lived was beautiful.
Please.
We'll get you out of here safely, Mariana.
Well, that's good to hear.
Oh, it's growing CLS, but it's also being massacred this time of year.
Please.
These people are horrible to pumpkins.
Son, I hope he gets to see you again. I've heard losing a parent is just horrific for children. Scars them for life.
I'm going to end you, Vizier.
It's okay, Liara. We'll handle it. The usual way.
You want Mariana's little boy to grow up without a mommy, Shepard? Thermal clips on the ground now. Power cells too.
Is that it?
What?
Basir, I sacrificed hundreds of human lives to save the Destiny Ascension. I unleashed the Rachni on the galaxy. So for your sake, I hope your escape plan doesn't hinge on me hesitating.
And remember,
to shoot
I'm a
damn
vegetarian.
hostage.
What's up, Vex?
Now, Liara.
I mean, truth be told, once she said she was vegetarian, I was like, alright, this chick's gotta go. And I know there's a difference between vegetarian and vegan, but I'm like, you know, it's like I mean, there's conscripts and there's officers too. I mean, but at the end of the day, do we really make a distinction? That's horrible. Freaking Bjorn. I really like this boss music. This is cool. Oh yeah, she zooms. I forgot. She does like the cat zooms. Miss Liara thought she could take this chick. Fucking Bjorn's mate. Has a Viking name, is a beta. Exactly. That's a crime. What, being a vegetarian? I agree. Bjorn being a... Yeah, Bjorn's a really cool name, but...
Miss me?
Actually, I think they should make a Danish spy series and call it the Bjorn Identity. I would totally be down for some Jason Bjorn movies. Uh-oh, she's constipated! Ow!
Watch out, shockwave.
What a winch! Her barrier's powerful. Ow!
Kill Shepard, damn it.
Heavy weapons, look out.
Bjorn is to the Dutch what Pierre is to the French. We need that movie. Yeah. We kind of did get a French spy series, though. If you haven't seen the OSS 117 movies, they're pretty dang funny, especially the first one. I've only seen a little bit of the second one because I'm having trouble finding it where it's actually translated into English. But yeah, OSS 117's like really funny. It's basically it's the guy from The Artist. And he's playing kind of a... It's a little Austin Powers-like, but not quite the same type of presentation. But OSS 117 is pretty funny. I like it.
I'll finish you myself. On the left.
Yeah, the main villain practically is the bunny slash the little girl. Yeah, Nicolas Cage wouldn't have put up with that crap. Though Con Air has one of the funniest, like, one of the funniest little bits of nonsense I've ever seen in a movie, which was his conviction. His conviction is pure nonsense. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm expected to believe that in Alabama, they're going to put him in prison for self-defense. They're like, well, you were in the military, so it doesn't count. Like, you should have known better. They're allowed to pull a knife on you if you were, if you were in the military. I'm like, that's not how that works. Like, that was the most contrived BS just to put him in prison. I was like, really? It's like, look, I know they had weapons pulled on you, but you were like special forces, so it's okay for them to do that. I'm like, no, it's not.
Zakat's personal data pad. This has what we need to find the Shadow Broker.
You're dead. The Shadow Broker has been in power for decades. He's stronger than anything you've ever faced.
Is that why you sold out the council to work for him?
He's not stronger than a Reaper.
Council? Like Saren? Go to hell. The broker's given me damn good intel over the years. Intel that saved lives and kept the Citadel safe. So if the broker needs a few people to disappear, I'll pay that price without hesitation.
Spectres don't blow up buildings filled with innocent people.
Sure we do. We get our hands dirty so the council doesn't have to. The counselors might complain about our methods to soothe their consciences, but they never look too closely. Besides,
and this isn't to say I don't like Con Air. Con Air's hilarious, but...
friends have done.
I know who they are and what they've done. It doesn't matter.
I think it does. You want to judge me? Look in the mirror. Kidnapping kids for biotic death camps. Hell, your own unit on a goose. And you're with them. Don't you dare judge me. Don't you?
Sorry, I was just reading Vex's message or showed a picture. It's like, is this scored in real life? Maybe. At times.
I'm putting the data through to the Normandy's computers. We can be at the Shadow Broker's base in a few hours. He'll know about Vizier before long. If he decides to kill Farron.
We'll get Farron out of there alive, Liara. I promise.
I know.
Underseason the dumplings, but the broth makes up for it.
Like
That's what she's
That's not a good thing.
gonna leave it for 15 minutes on low.
You saved me from the Geth. You fought a Krogan battlemaster while I cowered. Now you're doing it again. And I'm still leaning on you for help.
That's what friends do, Liara.
That's what friends do. That's
I can
what
get us there
friends
based on
do.
Zakat's data. The Normandy stealth drive will keep them from detecting us. The Shadow Broker's agents are still shooting their way through Ilium. With luck, they won't notice we've left until it's too late.
What's the plan when we get there?
Get in, get Farron.
I'm just seeing Hosty posted that Babylon Bee thing. Bluey's gone missing when Haitian immigrants moved in next door. It's like, wow. Poor Bluey. But that's funny. That blue girl Friend of mine said she's hot. Disagree, I don't like Smurfs. Liara, I mean, well, there's a lot of people who think Liara is hot. I mean, they designed their species to be an attractive alien race. I mean, it's kind of the point. So, it's not really all that far-fetched. She's decidedly humanoid, so... I mean, granted, if this was like a real-world scenario, it's like, would I want to, you know, hook up with an alien chick that looked like that? Well, no, that'd be weird. That would be... I think that would be unbiblical. You're aquaphobic.
During the day, then snap freeze 10 minutes after sundown.
The Shadow Broker lives in this?
His ship follows the sunset, completely undetectable in the storm, unless you know where to look.
DLC really isn't as long as I remembered.
You need to land on the ship and hunt for a hatch.
Which, that's fine. It's probably because there's a lot of additional stuff you can do after it that they give you like an extra hub and whatnot, which is pretty cool. Your mom knows where to look. Your mom went to college.
It's hard to pinpoint in this lighting, but I'm picking up signals from a communications array near the back of the ship. There's nothing below but maintenance equipment. We have to find an entrance near the back shielding.
Through the back door. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that.
Maintenance drones.
I guess it's getting pretty serious.
They were debris from the storm.
You know what's funny is when that movie came out, I thought, there's no way this movie's any good. I avoided watching Napoleon Dynamite for years, and when I finally did, I was like, well, okay, yeah, I sort of get it. This is pretty funny. And then it got funnier on rewatch. I was like, dang it, I actually really like this movie. This is a dang funny movie.
Those capacitors discharge built up lightning.
Thanks for the tip.
Try firing at the capacitor.
Zap. Oh, that was dumb the first time I watched. Yeah, it's like, I could see it being an acquired taste, but... Dang, I think it gets funnier the more I watch it. I've been seeing it for the same reason. Y'all convince me each other. I recommend giving it a shot. I can't promise you'll like it, but I would recommend at least... Like, if you like it the first time, you'll probably watch it again anyway, but I recommend at least watching it twice. But it's really funny. I thought it was just going to be stupid and a little too weird, and it's undeniably weird. But... there's just something about it that's really funny. And it's very clean. Like, yeah, it's very quirky. But I kind of like that it manages to be funny while not getting, like, dirty or anything. I mean, it's funny as crap. I really like it. That movie grew on me a lot. I used to do a live show on my main channel. And we did one for Napoleon Dynamite. It was a lot of fun. Wow. Clean, we'll definitely try it. Yeah, I mean, there's no profanity, there's nothing sexual, nothing like that. And yet they still manage to be really hilarious. Tina, you fat lard, come get some dinner. It's like, what the heck? It's a llama. Yeah, very rural 90s, but yeah, I love it. I really like that movie a lot. Its cult status is well earned. I have not seen Arcane. I've been kind of waiting for season 2. So now that season 2 is getting ready to come out, I am going to be watching it soon. But yeah, I've never watched it. I've heard it's great, obviously, but... And I hope the second season's great and that they don't mess it up, because I know it's going to be the last season, but I am looking forward to checking it out. I've heard nothing but good things.
Looking down was clearly a mistake.
Who has just one line? I know, right? Oh crap. Not Cuzco's culture, that's for sure. I love Emperor's New Groove. That movie's so funny. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Wow! Oh dang. That's an unfortunate fate. Let me type. Even as a mod. Wow, that's silly. I hate YouTube's rules. They're so stupid. Oh, sorry, Liara. I thought Liara was a robot for a second. I hit her with a biotic. Prison Groove is a 10 out of 10 movie. I mean, I probably wouldn't score it that high, but I still love it either way. It's dang funny though. It's the funniest Disney cartoon.
This ship is incredible. It must have taken decades to build in secret.
I wonder what happened to the contractors.
I think navigating the storm is brutal. If the ship's engines stop, even for a moment, at least the Shadow Broker would go down with us.
That's comforting.
You kidnapped me. I haven't seen Emperor's New Groove. What? You haven't seen Emperor's New Groove? Boosh, what are you doing with your life? Cooking your little dumplings? Get in the groove, man. The groove. Seriously, it's only like 80 minutes long. Hey, it took me a while to see it too. I didn't see Emperor's New Groove immediately. But yeah, it's like 80 minutes long at most, and it's freaking hilarious.
Shield your eyes.
This one holds up whether you like Disney films or not. This one translates across barriers.
Send them flying.
Heal.
Antibiotics on the field.
Zap.
This ship will go down.
You're not my supervisor. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, anything that has the voice of Patrick Warburton is funny. Like, by default.
I'll kill you all!
Yeah, come on, Boosh. Well, come on. There's enough peer pressure here to where you're supposed to give in, or your ears will pop. One of us. One of us. Nailed him. Tell whatever you're doing now that you're about to be busy. You gotta get the groove. The groove.
Charging biotics.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Did I just make a Freaks reference? No, I'm just making... Oh, well, yeah, the One of Us thing, yeah. I've never seen Freaks, but I know the reference. So I didn't immediately click, but I was like, oh yeah, Freaks is the One of Us thing. Beware the groove. Groove. It's a weird movie. I haven't seen all of it. Yeah, I haven't seen Freaks. I'm aware of it. I know the One of Us reference. And I appreciate that reference because I think it's funny. Flash biggity bangs! Look that way! It's fabulous! Ow! I still need to watch Wages of Fear for Copa. I haven't seen Wages of Fear.
Watch the landing.
They shot me with this one of those lightning bolts that made me really happy. I guess you could say I'm ecstatic. I would say I'll stop, but I won't. Groove!
This lightning rod is on a rail. Do you see a switch?
I do. Alright. There's a tempest in me. No. Oh, Galadriel, you and your tempest. You and your silly tempest. After I've finished my current Poorly Explained, I'm probably going to do one of, like, Rings of Power Season 1. I'm going to do a Poorly Explained of Galadriel's character. Like, I'm going to specifically focus on her.
Not even a guardrail. I bet the broker's agents love patrolling the hull.
I just watched a review for Episode 4 on that nonsense. No.
That hatch leads directly to the communication signals.
You gonna do something special for Halloween?
Hang on, I've got a bypass shunt program
Potentially.
that can crack it.
There's a lot of movies I want
I don't know, Shepard.
to do the
I've
Poorly
never
Explained
broken into the Shadow
approach
River
with.
base before. Well, not this one anyway.
I didn't know he'd be that. Yeah, I've heard some things. I haven't watched it. I only watch Rings of Power episodes if I am about to do a video on them. So I've only seen 3 episodes. But since I'm gonna do a Poorly Explained on Galadriel, I'm gonna have to watch all of at least the first season, and then I'll probably do the second season also. But after I broke down episodes 1 and 2, I was like, what more can I say? I mean, I know there's going to be more dumb stuff, but it's going to be all like a variation on everything else that's wrong with it. It's just the writings are really bad, the characters really suck. I mean, it's just kind of saying how they suck, I guess. Plus, I'm not going to lie, like, doing those 2 videos, as much as I enjoyed putting them out there, it's a freaking headache. Like, it's a legit headache putting those out.
Inside the drone. Rocket drones, front of the ship.
I'm having fun watching it with my dad, but that's the only compliment it gets. Oh, are y'all ripping into it together? Because that's cool. I'll be going to see my dad next week. We won't watch Rings of Power, though. I'm finding more and more that my dad and my tastes are starting to vary in certain ways. I mean, we still have a lot of movies we both like that are the same, but we're finding more and more movies we disagree on, which I'm fine with that.
Please don't give the mercs ideas.
They're using combat drones. Just join the ride.
Zap.
Probiotics.
If you like Lord of the Rings inspired music, I would recommend Amave de Profundis, profoundly beautiful stuff. I'll have to remember that.
The next wave looks like a big one.
You just had to give him tactical advice.
But now there'll be fewer left to deal with inside.
Keep dreaming, Sony.
Watch out, flashbangs.
Well, technically, Chef Richie is right. He also watched Godzilla -1 for the first time after I hyped it up for him. He said it was his favorite Godzilla movie now. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. I love -1. Yeah, Godzilla -1 is pretty great. It's pretty cool. The US films made his expectations low. The US films? Oh, the US films. The US film. For a second, I thought you were talking about that crappy Jordan Peele movie. Which, by the way, speaking of movies with easy to spot plot twists, there's one, like, I do not get the shine that guy gets. Like, I get on a technical level, his horror movies are well directed, but his storytelling sucks and is really predictable. Although, for all the issues I have with Get Out and Us, Nope is easily the worst of those. I think Nope is awful. I watched Nope some months back and I was like, this is terrible. Who liked this movie? And there were people who thought it was amazing. I was like, what is wrong with you people? Nope's horrible. I didn't like any of those three movies from Peter. They were fine, I guess, but they weren't anywhere near as good as the Excess Media claims. Like, I thought Get Out was fine until I started thinking about it. And again, I thought the ending was very predictable.
Shield your eyes.
I thought Us was just a slog, and it could have been really cool, but again, another movie where I thought that I figured out the twist within 10 minutes. I was like, okay, I know what this will be. And so it's like, you're not hiding this at all. It's pretty obvious what it's gonna be. And then Nope had one good scene. Like, the scene at the fair where all of them get abducted, I'm like, okay, that's a cool scene, and it's the only scene that's good. The rest of that movie is awful. It is so boring. Like, I feel like people are giving him a pass because of his name. And because the media is telling them, oh, he's really good. He's really insightful. His movies are so good. And I'm like, no, they're not. His movies are freaking garbage. I'll stick with rolling the dice with Blumhouse. I mean, Blumhouse, I'm like, their record's a little spotty for me, but I mean, A24's got some really good ones, and they've got some really weird ones too. I think probably the best horror movie I've seen this year was Late Night with the Devil. I liked Longlegs a lot, so Neon at least has my attention, because I enjoyed Longlegs quite a bit. But I would put Late Night with the Devil, which, you know, that's an indie film. That one's the one I would put at the top this year as far as horror movies go. Really liked that one. Very cool, very inventive.
They're using combat drones.
Wow. Wow. Hey. Oh dear. Let's split them up. I like Nefarious. I didn't see Nefarious. And I would say of all the movies coming out for the rest of the year, Nosferatu is definitely the one I'm looking forward to the most. Nosferatu looks so good. Plus it's Robert Eggers and he's hasn't missed yet. Like as much as I liked Hereditary, I think most of the rest of Ari Aster's work has been kind of disappointing, whereas Eggers, I think, is really, really good. Eggers just, he hasn't missed yet.
Hold on. We're getting you out of here.
Like, I mean, The Witch is one of the most unsettling horror movies I've seen in a while. The Lighthouse is just wild. That's a really good one.
What the hell is the broker trying to do to you?
And then he showed he could do something a little bit different with The Northman, which I like The Northman a lot. I thought that was really cool.
Pull me out now, and my brain cooks.
Do you know where we can
It's like a chicken pot pie in soup form. Neat.
Central operations.
What's the point of this cage?
I don't.
Oh, it's to shock me.
neural grounding line. The medical equipment is to make sure he doesn't expire. We have to shut this place down.
Where did the broker get the mercs?
Raised his own private force. They're completely loyal.
Shepard, we really don't have the time.
What do you know about the broker?
Northman was great. Very basic revenge story. I agree Blumhouse is hit or miss. I'm a gigantic Five Nights at Freddy's fan, but I wasn't happy with the film at all. Like, it's funny, I've never played a Five Nights at Freddy's game. But yeah, I thought the movie was terrible. The movie just left me baffled by the... I mean, the sad thing was, I liked the aesthetic of Five Nights at Freddy's. Well, to be clear, Jeanette, just so you know, like, as far as the Northman goes, it's like, the scene with Anya Taylor-Joy, I think there's two of them. They're very brief. I don't know if that quells any of those fears, but I mean, it's very brief and it's from behind, so it's nothing like too overt, but it is there. I would say this, Speak No Evil, the Danish version, there's a little bit more of a prolonged scene near the end.
I was hoping you'd know what he is.
I never got a good look, but he's big. The guards are terrified of him.
But
I don't know.
yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's.
His office comes back out.
But Five Nights at Freddy's, yeah, it looked. Yeah, I thought the look of it was really cool, but.
Easy or not, we're all getting.
And I like the first like 30 or 40 minutes was interesting. I was like, okay, this could be okay.
Try not to go anywhere.
I want all teams to outpost C.
But the rest of that movie, I was just like, wow, this really went off the rails. It got really stupid. Anyway, I was like, yeah, okay, it's a video game, and I know it's, the whole premise is kind of silly on its face, but I'm like, that doesn't mean you can't do it well. And it's just, there's things they do in it that are just plain lazy. That sucked. I thought those are people who'd be introduced to the friend. Yeah. I mean, the movie itself, I think, was successful. I mean, it was successful enough to where they're going to do more of them. What's up, Whitey? How you doing? Compare that to Black Phone. Okay, is Black Phone good? Because I haven't watched it yet. I've heard it's good. Fabulous. Okay, that was one I've been curious about, but I hadn't gotten a chance to watch it yet. Like, I have a lot. Like, I'm not gonna be able to watch it for at least a little while because I've got that horror movie stream coming up in late October, so I have a lot of horror from this year to catch up on. But that's definitely one I am, like, itching to check out. Of course they're doing a sequel. Come on!
I want all teams to outpost C.
Yeah, yes, go see Blackfoot. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on Amazon Prime, which I have that, so I should be able to do that. Yeah, I'll check it out, definitely. Wow! He was just waiting there. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, reviewed. How dare. Yeah, I watched it. It was funny. I'm actually the last one to watch it, Whitey. I watched it after you. So I ended up going last. But I mean, as far as, like, yeah, movies with, like, profanity and stuff, I mean, I prefer movies that have less. I can't say I don't like movies that end up having that. Like, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Tarantino, and obviously a lot of his movies are pretty heavy with that stuff. I do appreciate that Tarantino's movies, generally speaking, don't have nudity. But his movies tend to have a lot of language. But I don't own many movies that have the nakedness in them. I prefer when they don't, because I think 99.999% of the time it's pretty gratuitous. And so people are like, well, no, it's this, and I'm like, you can do that without all that. You can totally do it. Because to me, it's like, it's kind of a form of prostitution as far as I'm concerned. I saw Copa talk about it, but that's about it. Thoughts on the new Alien movie? Oh, Romulus? I think Romulus sucked.
That bombing on Ilium.
I think Romulus sucked. I think there were things about Romulus I liked as far as the design, but story-wise, I think it was pretty dumb. I mean, I've seen far worse this year. It's not like a horrible movie, but it's like a 4 out of 10. The reason I don't watch Game of Thrones and funny thing is, Game of Thrones, I mean, there's plenty of reasons. Sad thing is, storytelling-wise, Game of Thrones is really good for like a few seasons. But yeah, it's borderline pornography. And the last like 3 seasons suck.
Someone was bound to come after you for working with the collectors.
It was a mutual beneficial partnership. Your arrival is convenient.
Restored dead. Bustus ain't my business.
It'll be pretty hard to run a base this size with no crew.
Season 4, then it starts going downhill. Yeah. Season 5, when Stannis sacrifices his daughter, I was like, okay, you're all taking this way too far. Because I don't even buy that. I mean, it's like, you can do that in a story effectively, but it felt like just needlessly cruel. And
you're not putting a hand on anyone.
Yeah, I was just like, one of these days Gord needs to make it. I actually do have a Discord, but I don't get on Discord very much at all. I do most of my interacting on Twitter, I guess. But, like, I literally made a Discord called Discord, so. But I don't. I can't lie. I'm not on it that often. Now, if I ever make a career of YouTube, I'd probably use it more. But I'll tell you this, I barely use Facebook even anymore. I'm just like, Twitter's enough. And I'm fine with Twitter. Twitter, it's like, yeah, I can generally say what I want. It's easy to interact with people. But Yeah. Look at this absolute unit. The books are written fine, I reckon. I think it is well written. But it's also just like cooler world building and all very depressing. But even the books, I think, go downward after a while. Like, for one thing, I'd say is George R. R. Martin's a freaking pervert. That dude's a pervert. Like, even his writing of sexuality, it's pretty gross at times. I'm just like, dude, calm down. Like, you need to calm the heck down, dude. But, and there's way too much of it. But books 1 through 3, I won't deny, are pretty excellent. Especially book 3. I think book 3 is the best one. And then it starts to go downhill. Like, book 3 is very meandering, because, like, you're missing the 3 best characters, because he's doing dual perspectives with 4 and 5. 5 is better, but it's still, like, not a great book. It's like, okay. I saw some prawns and Rose Fantasies. My sex and television way too much. I agree.
This should slow them down.
Wow. Oh dear. I got punched to death. Duck? Oh dear. Get out of the way. I got stuck. No. Yeah. Wow. Oh, the ending. Oh, CLS. You have no idea. Like the ending of Game of Thrones is one of the worst television. I mean, no, it's not even one of the worst. The end of Game of Thrones is the worst television blunder of all time. I'm not even making, like, that's not an exaggeration. For the potential the show had, the way they flubbed the last season, it's an atrocity. Season 8 of Game of Thrones, I'm not saying it's the worst season of television ever, but it is the biggest failure. I mean, it's shockingly horrible.
If you can get him to bring up that shield again, I've got an idea. Enemies incoming.
Enemies.
Shield down.
Hit his little dino feet. Yeah, I've heard Wheel of Time is terrible too. I don't know the books very well. I've only got the first book. I just bought it recently because I've heard they're great. But I've heard the show is abysmal. But the difference between like that and something like Game of Thrones is Game of Thrones is a show, you know, issues and all with the content. started great storytelling wise. I mean, holy cow, the storytelling was excellent for starters, and there were so many good character arcs and so many interesting angles that they could have taken, and it's just an abject failure. Like, I mean, and I have heard Wheel of Time is just awful, but, you know, it started bad. I mean, it was just never a good adaptation, so we never... I kind of guess what I'm saying is there was never really any hope for it once it got started. It was bad from the outset. And that's definitely unfortunate, but I don't know if that hits exactly the same. Yeah, the new Doctor Who, and granted, I'm not a huge Doctor Who fan. I've seen all of Christopher... I mean, I saw Christopher Eccleston, I saw David Tennant's stuff, and I saw Matt Smith's stuff. I like it. I don't love it. I'm not a huge fan of Doctor Who. I think Doctor Who's always been a little bit woke, at least, but it was at a tolerable level for a while. But I was never, like, utterly enamored by it. I don't even like Doctor Who, but oh man, the review, yeah, the reviews, some of the stuff I'm aware that they did are just like, oh my gosh. It's like, Shadow Broker, you should have moved. I have heard House of the Dragon's pretty solid. I haven't seen it, but I'm like, I don't know if I'll watch House of the Dragon at all. If I do, I'll probably wait till it's over. You know, kind of wait and see if it's actually any good. But I don't know. I don't know. It just ripped it apart. Yeah. I watched a playthrough of Majora's Mask not too long ago. I've never played it. Wow, that's complicated. Yeah, I never actually... got to play it all the way through. I liked Sherlock. That was good. I liked Sherlock for about 2 seasons. I don't hate the rest of the show, but I do have some pretty major issues with it. But it's entertaining.
This is the Shadow Broker. The situation is under control. We experienced a power fluctuation while upgrading our...
British horror is great. Yeah. Like Shaun of the Dead. Like, my issue with Sherlock is...
However, we are now back online. Resume standard...
Generally, when he's actually giving the information where he solves the case, it's nonsense. Like, the way stuff gets pieced together, you're like, this is just like, you're making it flashy, but it doesn't actually make any sense.
Everyone who's ever seen him in person is dead, so...
You're the new Shadow Broker.
Is taking over as the Shadow Broker really a good idea?
It was either that or lose everything. His contacts, his trading sources, those will really help us. With the Shadow Broker's information now.
She went from Liara to Sony
I can give you...
to Liara to Shadow Broker.
I'll check the power systems.
Twas peak Bumblebutt Cuddlebeak. Plotlines dropped, others picked up, the acting dropped off. I tried to force opinion. I'd rather read Sherlock than watch it person. I agree, yeah. The Sherlock Holmes books are awesome.
It's finally... for 2 years.
You've been running yourself ragged for 2 years. You've earned a break.
I suppose I have. But for now, let's figure out our options. No safeguards or user restrictions. It's like he never anticipated anyone but himself being here. And it's all ours.
I like Cumberpatch, but I preferred Basil Rathbone's version. Yeah. Arthur Conan the Destroyer. Yeah.
What kind of information are we talking about?
I'm not sure. I'll need to go through his files.
To crush your enemies and to hear the lamentations of your Watson.
All I wanted was to rescue Farron, but is it wrong that part of me wants this? With the Shadow Brokers network.
Star Trek, Wrath of Bone.
Maybe I can turn this operation into something better.
Don't be a stranger this time.
Come by when you have a chance. The doors are always open.
We did it.
Thank you, Shepard, for everything.
Sherlock was a heroin addict. That's true. Cumberpot Dinglebatch. Apparently quite a bad actor to work with too, which makes it accurate. Yeah. It's kind of funny. Some of like the most ingenious actors and directors and whatnot are
Shepard,
not the most pleasant people.
I've set up a few terminals with information I think you'll find interesting. Take a look.
I know on Saturday when we were talking Fight Club on Tuos, it came up. Yeah, Edward Norton, great as he is at acting, can be pretty difficult to work with.
Please let me know if I can organize anything else for you.
Oh, like Whitey and him.
It also affects anyone in the room is the broker. I'll play around.
Did you ever watch The Boys? No.
Manual is ready whenever you have
I have no interest in The Boys, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, none. I could not care less about The Boys. I'm quite the melodramatic drama king. It's true. It's true. It's true. We have a chat with all the MMM co-hosts, but then me, Cannoli, and Vex, we have a separate one where we just complain about Whitey. We're like, can you believe all the demands he's making? Oh my gosh. It's called White Guilty. Yeah, but this is Shadow Broker's dossiers on everybody, so one thing, this is Jack. He's got like all these pieces of information on her and stuff. Yeah, she got her name from she made her pen name for like submitting poetry, Jacqueline Knott, and she calls herself Jack. But yeah, you can find like extra information on your squad mates and whatnot. It's pretty cool. I need my own StreamYard studio, but you guys have to import yours, and maybe I'll consider coming on and speaking in my unique accent for you. Sammy's on B-Sub. Yeah.
The Turian Council member Nicholas has made some unusual purchases lately.
I knew he was. I'd heard he was going to be on.
Move to a larger mansion.
It's like, good on you, Sammy. We love Whitey's voice. And all of its UNAC glory. But yeah, you can hang in here. But you can also invite Liara to the ship. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's see. I'll take that. Love how Liara just has this model of the Shadow Broker ship, and you're just like, that's mine. I'll take it. Alright, let's invite Liara.
How are you doing, Liara?
I'm a bit overwhelmed, to be honest.
Juicy as my speech may be, it comes at a cost. Mrs. C's funds have mostly went to me. Gotta buy my smoke something. White Bear is like the opposite of Smokey the Bear.
You're not gonna turn into a recluse with creepy information on everyone in the galaxy, are you?
I can understand the temptation. I've got all the secrets of
Like, you're the opposite of Smokey the Bear, and yet that would be a more fitting name for you than Smokey, because Smokey's trying to prevent fire. Zeron the Gamer, how you doing? Welcome, welcome.
That will keep me honest.
If you're in over your head,
Sammy got a lot of us the gay representation we need.
That's just it. In a way, I feel like I belong here. Working on my own, I was always hunting for leads.
Smokey is a heroin addict in the books, wow.
It's about organizing.
They are making me go in flames.
This is a dream job. Although the location could be better.
have you found anything useful yet?
I saw a sticker on the car yesterday while driving wife back from church. Smokey the Bear, but it said, only you can stop socialism.
He also knew that the collectors were Protheans, repurposed to be Harbinger's puppets. There's even some
Did you recruit Liara for Mass Effect 2? You can't really recruit her. This is the DLC, Lair of the Shadow Broker. So you get her for a squad mate for this mission only, which it just finished up. But you do get her back for Mass Effect 3.
Why was he still looking at Protheans? They gave us the warning and the conduit at Ilos, but we've used
Only
them.
we can stop socialism.
Perhaps the Protheans had other plans. Or maybe he was just grasping at anything that offered some hope.
How'd you know what the Shadow Broker was?
I didn't. I had no idea what to expect when we finally found him. But I researched pre-spaceflight cultures during some of my Prothean studies. I know a bit about the Doc.
Even though you romanced her in ME1? I didn't romance her in Mass Effect 1, but though it doesn't really matter one way or the other. If you romance her in Mass Effect 1, it's still... She's not a squad mate in this other than this DLC, but like I said, you'll get her back for 3.
How's Farron doing?
As well as you'd expect, after 2 years of intermittent torture.
You gonna be okay?
In Space Russia, socialism is you, us.
Maybe it takes his mind off it.
So,
Is romancing required in this game? No.
He's been through a traumatic ordeal.
It adds a really cool layer to the storytelling, but I mean, you don't have to romance an alien or anything.
But it would be irresponsible of me to take advantage of
I'll spread socialism with the Volstrian characteristics upon the world. That sounds like a Star Trek thing, I assume.
good talking with you, Liara. Let me know if you need anything.
I think what I need right now is a friend. I can't leave for too long, but spending all my time...
Judge your Twitter. Yeah.
Next time you come by, I could...
When are you going to judge Twitter again? What the heck?
That sounds great.
Twitter needs more judgment, Whitey.
Okay, thanks. I'll be right there. Just give me a minute.
Well, the scene, and here's Zeron is, this scene is going to be just between us as friends, but obviously if you romance her in one, this scene will have more of a romantic bend here. Is my micronation. Ah.
Did you enjoy the tour?
Yes, it's a beautiful ship. And I ran into Joker. He seemed happy to see me. Although, he did ask if I'd embraced eternity lately.
Of course he did.
I also spoke with Dr. Chakwas. I'm glad she's doing well.
She still has an extensive knowledge of Asari physiology. You're like, what? Thinking of streaming Chrono Trigger tomorrow? Oh, nice.
I thought I'd never see these again.
I'm going to be on Jacob Ironside's show tomorrow night. We're going to talk Pirates of the Caribbean. And how are you? Don't you have a cat? I do. He's around here somewhere. He walked past the TV again earlier, but... He's probably hanging out in my bedroom laying down or something. Busy in the garden and helping wife with college stuff. So, gotcha. Romancing an alien isn't something I want to do. Well, and there's human options, CLS. I mean, there's several human options. I I know you can, in Mass Effect 1, you really only have two options as a male. You can romance Liara, or you can romance Ashley, and you can romance either of them throughout. Then, in this game, they add Miranda and Jack. Jack is actually my favorite of the romance options because of her redemption arc, but, like I said, there's also, the other ones. And then by 3, you can turn yourself gay.
Between you and me,
What was the name of the talking anus? The Elcor?
You've done more.
Kitty should turn off the console. No!
Be a man, woman, or child.
It's a PS5. I don't know if he would know how to do that.
I saved some of them. Not enough. And the collectors will keep hitting colonies until I stop them.
So you'll stop them.
What a feature.
Here I thought it'd be difficult.
You'll get the job done. You always do. I just don't know what comes next. So tell me what you want. What are you fighting for? A chance to give Jack...
Valkor the talking... No. No, it's the race is called the Elcor. I'm so mesmerized by the tanks in the background. I know, right? Aren't they neat? A chance to give Jack faith in something other? Yeah.
I guess I'm fighting for us. All of us.
That's a lot of responsibility.
People are messy, awkward, sometimes selfish or cruel. But they're trying. And I'm gonna make sure they have a chance.
Al Gore the talking.
The galaxy proves itself worthy of the effort you're putting into saving it.
The Al Gore.
I should get back to my base. But thanks for inviting me.
It would be a hilarious meta joke if you found out the Elcor. If you the Elcor created the extranet. I'm playing a female, can't romance Miranda. Well, no, she's straight, so.
Come back soon.
So no, you can't romance Miranda. You can't just romance whoever you want. They have specific characters you can romance as their people, but if you're a female shepherd, you can romance Liara. Liara's whole species is female, so they can basically mate with males or females of any kind. So if you're femship, you can romance Caden or Liara. And then in Mass Effect 2, you can romance Thane or Garrus. You can obviously keep it going with Liara. I'm just glad Mass Effect isn't like Baldur's Gate. Yeah, no bears. Thankfully, no bears. And then in 3, there's... you can actually, if you're a female, you can romance Kelly here, male or female. And then the girl that replaces her in 3, you can romance if you're femship. And then there's... Yeah, no bears, Whitey, sorry. No bears you can romance, I'm afraid. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work like that. But yeah, there's that variety all around.
Commander.
I assume everything is going well up here?
Good for now. Fractured my thumb on the mute, but I think I made my point.
That's it for now.
See you, Commander.
Sit on that couch. It's because of my fur color, isn't it? I mean, I didn't want to say anything, but they got some biases up in this place. Alright, so we are done with the Shadow Broker DLC, so that was neat. I will probably do one more mission. Let's see if we can find a decent mission to do. Oh no, it's really an elf, and I'm like, yeah, it's an elf, and y'all have some weird proclivities together. No thanks. Shown, other ship bridge design. Yeah. I I like romance options in video games, I'll be honest. I mean, do I think we necessarily need them? I mean, no, we don't need them, but I think for a game like this, where it's, you know, it's RPG styled, I'm rather appreciative that they have it, and that you have a measure of control over it. I like it. In Stardew, it can get weird. Yeah, but I'm okay with the romance stuff being in a video game. As long as it's clean, I'm down for that. Yeah. Like, I mean, I definitely don't like it when it gets weird, but I ain't down with all that. You can your partner can turn into a bear, and it's like, okay, why do you want them to? It's like, why do you want them to turn into a bear? What's up with that? It's like when they say bear at all, that's not what it's supposed to mean. That's not what it's supposed to mean. Okay. We'll start this one. We'll start the Arrival DLC. And this will actually be the last major mission we do before... Nanare Hana Nari. Never heard of that. Rishkara and I have a relationship with an abuse victim who hits her ex and now makes me chicken statue. What the heck? That's interesting. That's a pretty planet right there. I thought that planet down there was named Arathot for a second. This is what they'll name Aragorn when they turn him into a female. Eventually. This is Arathot. It's a cheerleader anime. Ah, interesting. Gotcha. Boosh is probably somewhere in the chat. He's like, did somebody say cheerleader thought? Alright, have a good one, CLS. Good to see you. This is Arathot, daughter of Arahat. You owe it to her to believe her. And all women. Hey. There's that. No, there's the... Okay, it's this little tiny little dot. Error thought sounds fun, I guess. Yeah. Alright. Let's start it. I don't know if we're going to finish this mission, but we'll do as much of it as I can. But this is me solo. This is the last of the DLCs. I should give new Chani that name after how they screwed up Dune. I'm gonna call her that from now on. New Chani. Aerthought. From the Mass Effect Andromeda Tempest ship. It's been a little while since I played on it, and I actually never finished Andromeda because I really didn't like it that much, but I don't recall having anything in particular against the ship. Though Rings of Power ruined the word Tempest. I mean, as far as Dune is concerned, Jeanette, so I have a very particular stance on adaptation. Because I actually do like the Dune movies. I don't particularly like Zendaya as Chani, I'll say that much. And I like both of the games. I like both the movies quite a bit. I actually really liked Dune 2 a lot, but Chani is the worst thing about it, I think. But as far as adaptation goes, I don't marry myself to the idea that an adaptation has to follow the book to the letter, or I mean, to me, it's like first and foremost, I want it to be a good movie. Like, my foremost concern is that you make it into a good movie, and that oftentimes will require changes.
Find Dr. Kenson now.
And I understand that that's not a stance that everybody has, but I'm okay with adaptations being different as long as they're done well. Now, granted, if they do stuff wrong, where's the first place you're going to look to see how they could have done it right? Well, you're going to look to the book, and I think that's completely fair. But first and foremost for me, it's like, okay, but is it good? Now, I've never read Dune, so I do have it, and the first movie got me to buy it. So there is that. So we'll see how I feel about the books, but Chani, regardless of how they portray her in the books, I don't know how they portray her in the books, I did not like her. I thought, and I was kind of pleased to hear that she's different in the books, because I was like, yeah, I don't particularly like her. I think she's poorly portrayed. And I don't dislike Zendaya. I think she's overused, and I think she lacks range. So, and they're pushing hard to make her into like this superstar, and I'm like, I just don't think she has it. I mean, I'm not as down on her being MJ as some people are, because I see her version of MJ is very different. I like her chemistry with Tom Holland. I actually think Spider-Man Homecoming is one of the better MCU films, and one of the more underrated ones. I think that's actually a really well-written film. Granted, she's not in it that much. But, yeah, I'm pretty loose with certain adaptations as long as they're good. And I tend to separate those from the book. It's like I try to divorce myself from my feelings from the book. Just say, okay, this is just a different version of this story. Let's see if it can be done in movie form. And, yeah, the good ones are. I mean, there's oftentimes I'll find that I really like a book, and it's very different from the movie, but I still really like the movie. And sometimes I don't. But, okay, let's get back to that. Did you hear about Concord? Yeah, Concord. Wow, that's... Concord is quite the story. Let's see. Meanwhile, I'm giving her... hang on. Drink harder, Pam. We gotta upgrade your trailer. What the heck? 12 bottles of potato moonshine as a freaking board mission. Oh, you're all talking about Stardew, I think. Which means I'm out of the loop, because I haven't played Stardew yet. I will say this, I have watched the 84 Dune, and I think it's horrible. I thought the 1984 Dune was a terrible movie. I mean, I think the soundtrack is incredible. Like, 84 Dune has one of like the best sci-fi soundtracks I have ever heard. It's pretty amazing, but the movie itself, I was like, I don't like it. But you need to watch it uncut. I'm pretty sure I did watch it uncut. I did not like it. And granted, I'm not positive I watched it uncut, but I know I thought the movie was terrible. I thought the acting was horrendous. I thought it was incredibly disjointed. Yeah, I did not care for it at all. So, I mean, I would be willing to give the uncut version a chance, assuming I haven't seen that version, but I did not like the version I watched at all. What's up, Akuma Gaming? Have you seen Dangerously Funny's vids on Stardew? I thought Sting was great. The movie was about the shadow version of Sting. And if you don't know that, I'll be watching.
This is valuable. I
didn't like Sting in it. I thought he looked weird and I was like, I'm supposed to buy that this guy is just this all-powerful killer. I liked Austin Butler's version way more. Like, I was like, Austin Butler's really unsettling in that movie. I liked him. I like Austin Butler in general, though. I think he's a really good actor. Like, if we're gonna still have, you know, good movie stars in the future, I think him and Glenn Powell are probably our best bets, and I like both of them. So I'm like, okay, I like their attitude, and I think they're both good actors, and they're, you know, I think Glenn Powell's more the fun one, and Austin Butler's more the talented one. Though I think Glenn Powell's probably one of those guys that give him time and he'll probably surprise us with his ability. It was a super 80s version of Doom. Yeah, it's very 80s. So we're gonna sneak past these fools.
Interrogating a human's a waste of time.
I think we're supposed to sneak past these people. I like the version for Ribbon in the new one. I have nothing bad to say about Skarsgård. Yeah. Alright, see you, Zeron. Yeah, Skarsgård is always S tier, I agree. Bill Skarsgård has generally been S tier and everything too, but then there was the Crow remake. And there ain't nothing S tier about that movie. It's like if it's S tier, then there's an A and an S before that other S. It's like, holy cow. Which, by the way, well, The Crow is my next poorly explained. That is my next poorly explained, is The Crow. After Vex did her video, I was in the middle of doing my Harry Potter one, and she said, you've got to do a poorly explained of The Crow. It's got so much potential, and I was like, oh, but that means I have to watch it, and she was like, it'll be worth it. And I watched it, and I was like, alright, I'll do it. So I'm finishing up that script after I'm done here, and hopefully we'll have that video out by probably about Friday or so, hopefully. I should have it out by Friday. I'll probably be tired of the Skarsgård peeps because I keep hearing about them too much. But they're not stuck out well enough to me. Well, here's the funny thing. Stellan Skarsgård has been around since The Hunt for Red October. He's in that. And that dude's been in a ton of stuff. And he's great. I mean, he's a fantastic actor. I love opera, musicals, etc. Even that didn't draw me into The Crow after hearing Ryan George explain at the pitch meeting. So you haven't actually had to watch it yet. Good. Don't. It's nothing like the 94 version. To me, for a long time, he blended into the act, which I like. Yeah, Gary Oldman, nobody blends into a movie as good as he does. Like, he is a genuine chameleon, and in the best way. I'm a huge fan of Gary Oldman. He's one of my, like, top 3 actors right now. Love Gary Oldman. And yeah, and he's a class act. Alex Skarsgård did pretty S tier in Tarzan, I will say. I never got to watch that. I heard he was pretty good. Gary Oldman S tier? Yep, absolutely. Love Gary Oldman. And you know what? He has the right attitude for a great actor. He's actually comes off as a genuinely humble guy. He doesn't like put himself down artificially, but he doesn't bloviate about his profession either. He's got the right attitude about being an actor. Kung Fu Panda 2 was the best for me because of Shin. Like, one is still my favorite, but he does add a ton to it. Quest for Camelot, love for his performance. I never saw Quest for Camelot. Oh shoot, I didn't know he was in it. I'll have to check that out. I'm curious if you, do you ever watch, and I'm talking to Jeanette, have have you ever watched Despot of Atrium's content? I ask because I just streamed with him on Saturday. I was on Dark Hour and Uninspired Reviewers channel when we were talking Fight Club, and Despot was on there. Despot's pretty big channel. He's closing in on 100,000 subs. But I know one thing I found out about him while watching one of his videos was he's a huge fan of Amadeus, which Amadeus is my favorite movie ever. I genuinely, like, I adore that movie so much. I'm gonna have to make MMM talk about it. But one of his videos, he said that might be the best movie of all time. I was like, he's an Amadeus fan. Well, he's great then. One of my favorite songs. Stop it! No. That's funny though, for real. But Despot's actually, his content's pretty awesome. I actually watched a couple of his videos this week, and I was like, okay, I'm glad I'm watching him now, because he's really good. Oh shoot. I do check him out once in a while, but I didn't know you'd stream with him. I'll have to check it out. Yeah. Yeah, the channel's called, excuse me, it's Dark Hour. Whitey, if you don't mind, could you link Dark Hour's channel in the chat? Yeah, I was on there Saturday. We were talking Fight Club. And Uninspired Reviewer, who's his streaming partner, I highly recommend his stuff. Uninspired's great. He's a good old Frenchman. He was actually one of the first people I ever streamed with on MMM. And that was even before I was, made a co-host. So that was pretty cool. Oh shoot, wrong way. But yeah, that was my first time meeting Despot, and he's pretty cool. Despot's pretty cool. But yeah, I like his stuff too. I like his stuff. Oh, no problem. I gotta set this thing down. I see. Yarp. Yeah.
I'll take it.
We'll take it. Got some iridium. Okay, I think I just needed to move one of those crates off of this. Can you move the chickens out of the crates? There's a movie we need to do, Whitey. There's No Country for Old Men. You want to talk about an S-tier movie? No Country. Ugh, peak. It's one of the best movies ever. And the book is excellent, too. Book and the movie are very close. Hurry up and get 500 subs so I can donate to you and tell you I haven't watched No Country. What? You haven't watched No Country for Old Men? Are you serious?
I'll ask you again. Where is your base?
You're wasting time. The Reapers are coming.
The Reapers are coming here. To this region.
Oh my gosh, Whitey, I have a hard time imagining, Whitey, you'll have anything other... I think you'll love it. Look depressing, and I have Vex for that. No, it's not depressing. I mean, I'm not saying it's like a chipper movie or anything, but... Oh, gosh. No Country is... It's incredible. It's... As far as, like, neo-westerns are concerned, there isn't a better one. It is such a great film.
Who are you? What are you doing?
But yeah, it's... Gosh, White Bear... Y'all gotta watch No Country. It's so good. It is so good.
Hackett must have received my message.
We're not safe here. Can you walk?
I wouldn't call it like depressing. I would say it's grim at times because it's violent.
Just give me a moment.
But it is such a great film.
If we can find a console, I can hack security. Make us an escape path.
Cannoli and guests have talked about it that we haven't scheduled it, right?
Then we'll find one.
What the heck, man? Also, I was neck deep in anime in its golden age. I mean, that's understandable, but it's a must. I mean, like one of my... Wait, so wait, you've seen The Road, but you haven't seen No Country. Wow. Because those two stories are written by the same guy. But yeah, No Country is not depressing the way The Road is. And The Road's a great book, it's just really sad, but it does sadden me a great deal that Cormac McCarthy, who's one of the greatest modern authors of all time, that his movies have been botched as bad as they have, but thankfully they got No Country right. The Road, I would say they did reasonably well. I think it could have been better. But No Country was adapted No Country is genuinely one of the most perfect book adaptations I've ever seen. And that movie is dang near perfect. Do they keel off my favorite law enforcement officer from the U.S. Marshals and of The Fugitive? James Earl Jones died. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. I mean, he's up. I mean, I knew he was up there in age, so. I mean, he was in his 90s, but still. That's sad. R.I.P. James Earl Jones. Thank you for all you did. You were one of the good ones.
Keep them off me while I hack the way out.
But, as far as do they kill off Tommy Lee Jones? I mean, I don't... Do you really want me to give away what happens in the movie, or in this case, doesn't happen? Like, I don't want to give anything away, because it's like, oh, then I don't... That lowers or raises the stakes. Well, actually, it lowers it no matter what, I guess, but... Mischief, Mayhem, movies, and Memoriam. Yeah. Speaking of Mischief, Mayhem, it's like, it's speaking of movies we haven't covered, it is kind of funny that we haven't covered, well, that y'all don't have scheduled, Fight Club, since Fight Club kind of is where Mischief, Mayhem comes from. I mean, literally on the box, Mischief, Mayhem, Soap. But yeah, Cannoli, why haven't we scheduled No Country for Old Men? What the heck? What are we waiting for on that one? We should do that. We should do MMM Tuesday and just do that one. I thought we did Fight Club last. Oh, did y'all? Oh, well then it might have been before. Might have been before I knew you all. Or maybe I just, well, I mean, I wasn't, or I just wasn't on the panel, I just don't remember it. Because you may actually be right that y'all did cover it, but I don't recall. But yeah, we absolutely gotta do No Country for Old Men. But no, Tommy Lee Jones does not die in No Country for Old Men, so you don't have to worry about that. I hate giving anything away, to be honest, though. How dare you all? I don't like giving things away. I don't even like being asked, because it's like if I say, well, I can't tell you, they're like, oh, well, that means he does. And it's like, no, it just means I don't like giving anything away. He low 6 viz? Yes, he lives.
Get that door closed. They're coming up from below.
I promise, White Bear, it isn't on my intention to crush your soul Monday. It's not my intention, but I'm not against it. Give nothing away. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just giving something away for such a brilliant film. I mean, you gotta understand something. No Country is like probably like top 10 for me. Or at least dang close. I know when Vex had me submit my top 15, that No Country was on there. Like, No Country is one of the greatest movies ever made. And gosh, 2007, what a year for movies. Yeah, yeah. Anton Chigurh is like top 3 movie villain as far as I'm concerned. Like, he is such, like, Javier Bardem is terrifying in that movie. I was hoping that biotic power would, like, swing around and knock that guy off the cliff. Movies and football channel. How dare you? Don't you realize those movies were my tonic for what happened in that Super Bowl? Yeah. So, Bear, that isn't my intention to crush your spirits. It's gonna have another poop year. Yeah, it looks that way. You deserve it after that. No, that's. But yeah, the Giants are gonna be pretty bad. But here's the good news. Maybe. You all actually might be bad enough to get the first pick, and you all can finally replace Daniel Jones, who you never should have signed to that long contract to begin with. And no disrespect to Fear the Beard, but I still think one of the funniest things ever said on your channel was him saying that he thought last year that Daniel Jones was a possible, like, MVP candidate or something. I was like, are you out of your mind? I just laughed when I heard that. I'm like, no, come on. You watch me poop just to hear me say, what the heck? Well, the owner's fault, the coach, the GM did not want to. Oh, I know whose fault it was. Don't get me. I'm aware of that. But that is one of the worst football decisions I have seen in years. Was giving him that contract. I'm like, no, come on. I'll tell you, one of the worst things you can have is a sentimental owner. Yeah, Dayball looked ready to quit. I'm starting to think he's just wasted there. Like that, he's still the coach, isn't he? Nah, I couldn't grab cover. Yeah, he said, coach, yeah. My worry is that the season will be bad and they'll make him a scapegoat. And we're like, no, make Daniel Jones the scapegoat. He's the reason. I mean, he's one of several reasons, but...
No shield.
Yeah, the owner is very meddling. Heck, I thought his whole handling with Eli Manning was terrible. When I mean, of course, I think New York fans a lot of the times were way too sentimental. They were like, "How dare you not start Eli?" And I'm like, "Eli sucks." I'm sorry. It's like, and Canoli, I doubt you would disagree with me on this. Eli Manning has nothing to his name Hall of Fame wise other than those Super Bowls. Like that's, to me, the weird thing is if you take those 2 games off of his resume, we're not even giving him a second thought as a Hall of Fame candidate. It was just like, no, he's not a Hall of Famer. Of course he isn't. It's literally just those 2 games. They're like, yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. I'm like, that's it. That's literally it. It is the only reason he'll make the Hall of Fame. It's because he beat Tom Brady twice. That's it. Well, no, I mean, I know he won those MVPs and everything, but I'll say this, even those are kind of Like, I would say the second one, okay, he earned it. But the first game, he was not the most... I mean, the most valuable thing about that Super Bowl was the defense. By far.
Before they get their security measures unscrambled.
Do you think they'll come after
Has a 25-year-old body and an 8-year-old face. Kind of does.
Who plan to destroy their mass relays.
I'm not saying he was terrible,
Well, to be
but
fair,
he
that's
was
not half the
nowhere
story.
even close to a Hall of Fame level quarterback.
Rumors of Reaper
Like,
technology.
not even remotely close.
I guess you found some.
I mean, he has like a 500 record for his career. He threw gobs of interceptions. I mean, he's fine. That's what he was fine. But he won 2 Super Bowls.
Anywhere in the galaxy.
So you decided.
She aged like opposite Asian style.
Doing that would stop the Reaper's invasion. Even
Wow.
at FTL speeds, it'd be months or years before they got to the next relay. We came up with what we just called the project.
I'm just like, Eli Manning is not even close to a Hall of Famer if he doesn't have those Super Bowls.
Before the Reapers could arrive.
Yeah, the MVPs bolster it, but so is Brett Favre? No, he's not Brett Favre. Brett Favre was way better. Brett Favre, for all of his faults, won a lot of games still. He still had a good record. Like, my problem with Eli Manning is he has a lot of stats, but they didn't often translate to wins. Favre obviously made tons of mistakes and would often lose games for his team, but he also won a ton.
Why do you think destroying the mass relay would destroy the entire system?
Mass relays are the most powerful Mass Effect engines in the known galaxy. The energy released from a relay's
Brett Favre was he won like several MVPs, and for a good reason. He was the most valuable player. Idiot savant moments where he looked like an elite yeah, like Eli was somebody who had talent, and occasionally it showed. But there were plenty of other times. Like, put it this way: Eli Manning and Jay Cutler aren't that different. It's just one of them was on a better team. I think if you put Jay Cutler in a better situation and maybe he wins a Super Bowl with an MVP or two, he's the same guy. They're so similar. I mean, their personalities are obviously very different, but
How were you caught?
style of play, not that different. Brady has some great speeches. He and PBD have a good live interview, very good interview and entertaining. Tom Brady's awesome. Great interviews and greatest quarterback. If Plasko did not shoot himself, the Giants might have won another Super Bowl, so that might have helped his legacy. I don't think they're winning a Super Bowl just because of him. I mean, they would have been better.
About this supposed invasion.
But, I mean, they got 2, so, I mean, that's plenty good. But, I mean, that's 2 more than most quarterbacks get.
I'll explain everything and provide copies of all our notes on the artifact.
The stakes are too high. If you were willing to destroy a whole system over this, I want to see your proof.
I guess I can't argue with that. Give me a moment. Kenson to Project Base. Affirmative. And I've got Commander Shepard with me. Tidy up the lab.
They got 2. Exactly, yeah. At our expense. Honestly, the only... Like, I'm almost more bothered by Brady's injury in 2008 than the 2007 Super Bowl. I mean, not quite, because of just, the way we lost the Super Bowl is what hurt. Eli just escaping pressure and just heaving the ball up, and we basically we lose because of the helmet catch. That's what makes that sting, is because it's just this crazy play is what caused it. But I genuinely believe if Brady doesn't get hurt the next year, we're winning that Super Bowl. Because I'm sorry, if we get to the Super Bowl, the Cardinals are not beating that Patriots team. They're not even getting close. And Pittsburgh was hardly ever a threat to New England. Brady owned Pittsburgh. So I have little doubt that New England would have won the Super Bowl the year after. I don't think we would have gone undefeated again. I just think that's next to near impossible. But we probably would have gone something like 14-2, and I think we would have rolled through the playoffs that year. I don't think anyone would. I think we would have righted that wrong from the previous year.
How do you know that's an accurate countdown?
It is.
But Brady went down beginning of the year, and I'm like, Like, I knew right then, I was like, as mad as I was about 2007, I was like, you know what though, we should be fine this year. We've got most of this team back. We're gonna be great. Brady and Moss have a second year together. It's gonna be awesome. And he goes down first quarter of the first game, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Yeah, that's when he tore his ACL. First quarter of the first game, done for the year, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. That's the season we lost. That one stings. That one stings worse, like almost as bad, if not worse, than the 2007 game. I could have stomached it if we had just gotten a chance that year, but of all the seasons he had to go down, it was that one. I was like, crap.
So what would it take to get the project back up and running?
Because I don't think another team could have stopped us.
It wasn't a question of could we, but should we?
But I'll tell you this much, though. The Super Bowl that bothers me the most is not 2007-8 against the Giants. It's the one against Philly in 2017. That one bugs me so much, because Belichick left Butler out. And nobody will ever, and he will not tell anybody why.
Regardless. But the Alpha Relay
that is one of the most infuriating things I've ever sat through. It was clearly what was hurting us, was our secondary was just getting burned over and over, and nobody took more snaps with the defense that year than Malcolm Butler, who was our best corner.
To get the project running again. It's probably the
And Belichick just said, "You're not playing." It's like, what?
1 sec.
And
Let me get the
he refuses to tell people why. And I'm just like, did you sabotage us for that Super Bowl? What's going on? Because I don't know what else to call it. It is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in a Super Bowl. And I 100% blame him for that.
When we found it, it showed me a vision of the Reaper's arrival.
All I have is a team that gets close to playoffs or stays in a few games and suddenly loses hard.
It'll give you the proof you need.
They have to be getting paid off to help other teams. He got hit by the Reapertisms.
I can't let you start the project, Shepard. I can't let you stop the arrival.
I want to do a sports show with Whitey just to hear him talk. Bless his heart.
Take him down.
She reaped you, bro. She's a reapist. Take cover! That looked funny.
Give yourself over and be spared.
Hang on. You ready for your PS5 blows? I mean, Pro. Yeah, right. Like I'm buying that.
Shepard won't come down.
There's some... Shepard won't go down. It's like, I could make a joke there, but I'm not.
We don't want to hurt you, Commander. Lay down your weapons.
Your galaxy is in sight. Your final days are at hand.
hate these guys. Wow, I'm not dead. That was fortunate. I think I was down to like 1 HP there. I remember when halftime at commercials used to be good. Oh, you're not kidding. It used to be fun to watch all that stuff. Now it's just like awful. I mean, granted, I'll be honest, I've never been a huge fan of halftime shows, but there at least were some good ones. Like, I would prefer the Super Bowl to not have them. But, you know, at least they used to have people like, you know, Tom Petty would come in and do the halftime show. You know, Michael Jackson's halftime was epic. Or Prince or whoever it was. Might have been both of them, but I think both of them did the halftime show. The Ashley Simpson booing it. Was that the Super Bowl? I remember her, like, the lip-syncing thing on SNL. That's the only thing I remember about Ashley Simpson was the SNL incident.
Struggle if you wish. Your mind will be mine.
Your mind will be mine. I don't recall her ever doing a halftime thing. I could be wrong, but funny enough, the halftime show I probably remember best is one that I didn't watch but heard some of it. And that was the one with the Black Eyed Peas, which I was trying not to listen to, but when I started to hear Fergie sing Sweet Child of Mine, I was like, ah, what is this? It was horrific. I had people working in my kitchen listening to their phones saying, let's go boys, come on, get up that tea. Entire time the food is burned. I got turned away from football a long time ago because of the fans. It's like how I feel about the Devil's Lettuce. Users turn me away so quick. Wow. I have never partaken of the lettuce, so... I mean, I'll say this, it's...
No glitch.
I like watching football,
Security!
But I kind of think Brady was the main reason I was enjoying it so much. Because now that he's gone, I'm not nearly as interested. I mean, granted, part of that is because our team is so bad, so it's hard to get all that excited. So it could just be that. But also, fans here for football are insane, but not as bad as basketball. Yeah. Probably a lot of LeBron fans, sadly, which LeBron is awful. People shoot off fireworks here? Ew. I am Robo Shepherd. '90s basketball, I wish I had been more into it back in instead of video games. Currently, basketball is such a pansy show. They fall just for getting touched on the shoulder. Yeah. They elbow each other and literally just knock each other down no matter what. Oh, dude, it feels like watching the WWE. Yeah, except WWE, they at least like in WWE, they actually get hurt. I mean, like, the outcomes are fixed, but at least the wrestlers are legit athletes who do at least get hurt. So I'll give them that. The NBA is, I don't care for it. Like, there's a couple of players that I like, I guess, but I don't care about it. Whereas I used to be like, I was a diehard Michael Jordan fan. Those days were just gold. Didn't matter what cover you were. Everyone was a Jordan fan. Join the net. Yeah. Because none of that crap mattered. Like, none of that stuff mattered. Yeah, politics ruined the NBA. Politics and LeBron James being a passive maggot. It's owned by China. Yeah. China.
They've seen it.
And they try their hardest to pretend that, oh, LeBron's the greatest ever. I'm like, no, he's not. No, you're fine. You can dead name the NBA. It's okay. LeBron with his fake hate crimes. One friend of mine, he was talking about the NBA the other day. He wasn't even aware that LeBron faked a hate crime on himself, and I'm like, yeah, he absolutely did. Like kind of indisputably did. I mean, like, the steroid thing, I tend to believe he's on steroids, but even that's something I'm like, okay, I can't prove it outright, so I don't know for certain. It's just something I highly suspect. The fake hate crime thing, I'm like, no, that's about as certain as you can be without being utterly certain. It's like, okay, I'm not an eyewitness, but yeah, nothing about that story lines up. It's bullcrap. I mean, it's like there's a better chance that Jesse Smollett was innocent than LeBron James not faking that hate crime on himself. Put it that way. And they swept it completely under the rug. And then when everyone's like, oh, well, he started a school. He started a school. And I'm like, yeah, and a white kid got murdered. And he didn't say a word about it. So, sorry. I mean, I think the public school system kind of sucks anyway, so that's not going to buy a lot of points with me to begin with. But I'm like, okay, I can see the good intention behind it, maybe. But it's like, dude, a kid got murdered at your school, and you didn't say a word. What the heck? That's kind of messed up. Wife is working 3 hours at her old job, and is cutting some 90-year-old dude's hair. I got dinner already cooked and ready. I got ASMR going. It's a good one. I should turn my fan on. That'll make it perfect, right?
You won't get through here, Shepard.
Shield the fan.
She now works with kindergarten kids and seniors. I know when I'm old and pooping myself, I'll be taken care of. Also, from what I hear, LeBron is awful to work with, and Kobe Bryant was apparently an amazing individual. What they did with him was just wrong, and how they released this information to the public. Yeah. Kobe, it's funny. When Kobe was playing, I was still into basketball, and I didn't like him. Not because of him personally, but because he was a genuine threat. I was like, wow, he's winning titles left and right. He plays a lot like MJ. He might surpass him in his legacy. And near the end of his career, I really regretted not appreciating him, because I'm like, gosh, when you go back and watch his highlights, he's so fun to watch, and he's such a smart player. And and him and MJ actually had a legitimately great relationship. And I wish I had just appreciated him while he played more, because I didn't until like near the very end. And yeah, when he died, I was like, gosh, that was devastating. I remember amongst my friends, I was one of like the first people to hear about it, and I was like looking up all the stuff. We were like, is this real? Please tell me this isn't real. And I was digging for it, and I was just like, please don't be real. And it's like, yeah, it's true. He died. That Netflix special was hard to watch. Yeah, the part where you actually see Kobe, because like they released The Last Dance not long after Kobe had passed, so he had been interviewed with the thought that he'd still be alive when it came out, and now when you watch it, it's like it just added this melancholy to it because you're like, oh, he passed away. And just the amount of fluff they give LeBron and how little they really... I mean, I still don't think LA gives Kobe his due. I really don't. I don't think they give Kobe his due. Like, Kobe should be hailed as a top 5 player ever minimum. And I still would take him over LeBron. I would take him over LeBron. Ah, he got fried. Yeah, people comparing LeBron to... I'm like, I don't care that LeBron... Oh, he rebounds and passes. I'm like, so? Does he win? Oh, what's going on, Israel? Thoughts on week 1 of the NFL so far? I mean, it was a pretty standard week 1. You know, a bit sloppy. Teams, you know, some teams looked... I mean, Kansas City looks like Kansas City. I'll say this, my picks went well. Oh crap, it's those stupid flamethrowers. Those freaking flamers.
Shepard's heading for Project Control. Get in there, now.
Get in there now. Alright, see you, Whitey. I'm glad you're still listening too, but yeah. ASMR. It's not gonna be much longer. After this mission, I'll be finishing up. So I'm working on... gonna finish up my Crow script. If I have time, I might even record the audio for it. I'm thinking about trying to do the voice work a little bit more in character. I'm still working on what it'll sound like, but... it's hard to actually want to sound regal when you're an American because we don't have kings. So it's like, what would an American king sound like anyway? We don't have them. But all the same. I'm literally right here. Yeah, exactly. Shoot. Or did they not drop any ammo? What the heck? But as far as the NFL season, like I said, most teams look sloppy. Yeah, a few upsets, nothing surprising really. My personal picks that I had for the games they were pretty strong. Just act like the man who takes no poo, and it's a king. Well, it's like, I'm not trying to, like, alter my voice, in a fashion that would make it sound like I'm a completely separate person, like fake an accent or anything. It's just, you know, just slightly make the tone almost sound more serious, you know, and speak in perhaps a more exacting fashion. No, just add a little bit of character to it. War of the Batarian colony is called an army.
Alert! All colonists living in the Bahak system. This is...
Shepard, no! Do you have any idea what you've done? You leave me no choice. If we can't stop this asteroid, it must be destroyed.
Tell me where to find Dr.
Yeah, I think on my NFL picks, I've gone like 13 and 2 or 3 or 12 and 2 and 3 so far. I've got San Francisco winning tonight. Yeah, like everybody who was like shocked that, you know, my Patriots say, well, like, wow, they actually beat Cincinnati. I'm like, that's not really that surprising. New England has a really good defense. Cincinnati's not a good team at the beginning of seasons a lot of the time. Shoot, had to turn back on phone to comment. Please say the most Kentucky thing ever. Ferrari packed around. Oh, so that worked. Cincinnati is going to lose to KC. Of course they are. This early in the year?
Me, Shepard. I have to do
They're
this.
playing them early, aren't they?
I've already activated the front. We can still escape this rock.
It's gonna be hard to beat Kansas City. They already look like a pretty big step over everybody else, and letting them add Xavier Worthy to their receiving core. It's like, what were you all thinking? What were you all thinking?
We've been spotted.
Shepard is trapped. Keep him in there.
But I don't want to be trapped. Elevator. Got some EZO. I gunned him down. Alright.
How do I stabilize the reactor core?
All automatic safety protocols have been overridden. To stabilize the reactor core, manually insert cooling rod A from this control station. Manually insert cooling rod B from control station B.
Got it. Push. They play each other next Sunday. Yeah, it's too early. It's too early. Predictions for tonight? I think San Francisco wins. To me, the biggest question with the Jets is very simple. Is Aaron Rodgers what we saw in his last year in Green Bay, where it turns out, oh, he's actually a little bit washed up? Or maybe even more washed up now that he's been out for a while? Or was that a bad year because he just wasn't working with a good team? So if he's good, Jets will be good, and tonight will be close. If Rodgers is washed up, Jets are going to get rolled, and they're not going to be very good this year. They'll be solid. I think he'll be good enough at least to keep them relatively solid, because they have such a good defense, but whether or not the Jets are a legit great team is going to all depend on how good Rodgers is, and of course him staying healthy. And I honestly have no idea what he'll be. I hope he's good, personally. I'm curious what their team can be with him being good. And right now, you know, knowing that my team's not a Super Bowl team, I'm just looking for good storylines and for somebody to beat Kansas City. Because right now, I don't see that team. But it's very early, so who knows? Oh dear. Oh dear. Ah! I hate flamethrower guys. They basically stun lock you. I think the Browns will be fine as far as the team goes. I mean, granted, could they finish in last place? Absolutely. And that's because, look, I'm not surprised Deshaun Watson isn't good. I didn't buy the excuses last year for him. I wasn't buying him. I was like, a whole season as bad as he was? Sorry, I'm just like, I'm not buying that he was just having a rough year, just trying to, you know, get back to what he was. I'm like, no, you had the whole year and you sucked the whole year. I think he's washed. I don't buy him at all. So, him being bad, not surprised. Browns, we'll see what they are in time. But I mean, Dallas is a team that has a decent amount of continuity, so I expected them to win that game pretty easily. That game didn't shock me in the least. Like, I actually thought they were a safe pick. Boys are brutal on players. I'm very no nonsense. I'll just say directly what I think. And I try to speak as unbiased as I can, but like even someone like Lamar Jackson, who I am a fan of. Lamar Jackson went to college at the University of Louisville. I am a University of Louisville fan. They have been my college team since I was a wee lad. That's where I grew up. But even Lamar Jackson, I'm like, dude, you got to win in the playoffs, or all those stats and MVPs don't mean squat. And I don't think he's the reason they lost to Kansas City or anything, but because I mean, you look at him statistically, he had a dang good game. But problem is just running quarterbacks. It's hard for them to. I mean, if that stuff doesn't lead to you winning the Super Bowl or at least getting through Kansas City when it matters, then what are you doing? What good is it? I want Lamar, like, if there's a quarterback I would love to see succeed right now, other than, you know, our future quarterback, Drake May, it's Lamar. I'm a huge fan of Lamar's. I mean, first Louisville Cardinal Heisman Trophy winner. I'll always think that's awesome. But got Patrick Mahomes over there. He's actually winning Super Bowls, and you can't beat him, and you can't play well in the playoffs. So if you want to impress me, you got to beat him. You got to win, because that's what matters.
You've done nothing, Shepard. I can still override power to the engines. Try to stop me.
Well, if you insist. Try to stop me! It's like, yeah, alright. You can do that. Chiefs are three-peating, and we need to accept it. We just, at the very least, we need to be as prepared for it as possible, because right now, it's already looking like an inevitability. I mean, I don't know why teams are sleepwalking through this run of theirs, but that's what they're doing.
Step away from the reactor.
You've ruined everything. I can't hear the whispers anymore.
Turn around. Now.
Turn around.
I will never see the Reaper's arrival. All you had to do was stay asleep. None of...
I don't think that should be considered a renegade decision. You're doing that to save the galaxy, for crying out loud. Of course you should shoot her. She's indoctrinated. You have to shoot her. That's not a renegade thing to do. That's a smart thing to do. You're trying to save the whole universe. That's not me knocking the game. That's me knocking BioWare's moralisms.
Joker, this is Shepard. I need a pickup. Now.
Communication system damaged.
Damn it.
Evacuation protocols in effect. All personnel report to escape shuttles.
Mass Effect.
Where can I find an escape shuttle?
Take the lift from this room to the external access. From there, proceed to the communications tower. The remaining escape shuttles will be located on the tower's landing pad.
I have to get to that comm tower and take a shuttle. It's my only chance.
You can say that while you're leaving. Shoot an enemy's leg to slow or topple it. Sweep the leg. Oh, you gotta go around. Run away! Is there something that... Why is there a door?
This is valuable.
To admit to you, I haven't been watching ESPN or FS1 for quite some time, and life has been a bit better. I agree. I don't watch them either. It is so much better not without their noise. It makes it a lot more enjoyable. Like, I won't pretend I haven't watched like the off video from time to time, but the funny thing is, when I watch one, I just remember how little I miss it, and I just stop watching again. I genuinely enjoy just talking to sport with friends. Is just, that's relaxing. That's so much easier. Oh. Yeah, Tyreek Hill is like, what if I wasn't Tyreek Hill? What would have happened? I was like, well, you would have been treated like a normal person instead of, you know, the football privilege you have. That's the difference, dude. It's like, that's what would have happened. I'm like, you were speeding and you got into a dispute with a cop. What do you think happens? It's like, you were treated differently because you're a celebrity. Isn't that nice? Whee! Get behind cover. Ah. I'm dying. So one thing I like about Mass Effect 1 over 3 gameplay-wise is the way you snap into cover just by getting up against the ledge. That was so much easier. Yeah, I don't blame him, Jeanette. Wise move. They're insufferable anymore. Like, it's impossible to enjoy yourself listening to them anymore. It's all politics and race baiting and this issue, that issue. I'm just like, I don't care what you all think about issues at all. You're all not that important. We're talking sports. Just shut up. Oh, here we go. Here's the comm. And there we go.
External comm channel open.
Shepard to Normandy. Joker, do you read me?
Shepard, you have become an annoyance. You fight against inevitability, dust struggling against cosmic winds. This seems a victory to you. A star system sacrificed. But even now, your greatest civilizations are doomed to fall. Your leaders will beg to be harvested.
Maybe you're right. Maybe we can't win this. But we'll fight you regardless. Just like we did Sovereign. Just like I'm doing now. However,
game was pretty good yesterday. Yeah, that was a good game. Detroit LA was really good.
We will find a way.
I legit hope Houston can be, like, Houston would have a shot. I think Indy's actually got a shot at being pretty good this year if Richardson pans out, which there's good signs for that. I think LA and Detroit are both going to be good teams. The question for Detroit, because here's the thing, Detroit is arguably the most talented team in the NFC right now. Like, it's kind of between them and San Francisco. The question with Detroit is mentally, can they do it? He's a huge sports fan. I like baseball, but that's about it. Baseball has stayed out. Yeah, it largely has stayed out of politics. And I'm a huge baseball fan. I'm a Braves fan, so I've been a Braves fan since I was a kid. I told you Detroit would still be real good. I mean, I didn't doubt they would be really good, but I wasn't sure. I mean, and I'm still not positive they're winning the division, because I do think Green Bay... Well, I'm a little more positive, I guess, because that's right, Jordan Love got hurt. I forgot about that. Yeah, this is the big conclusion of this DLC is the asteroid destroys a mass relay, and a huge swath of Batarians get killed. Yeah, this is a pretty harrowing mission. Like, I almost feel like of the Mass Effect DLCs, this is the one that I probably am the most disappointed by, because it's like the stakes are enormous, and I don't feel like they portrayed it well enough. Because it's like, wow, like that whole explosion there just killed like almost the entire Batarian race. Like, that's a huge deal. Like, a huge swath of them just got killed.
Huh. Looks like you've recovered.
Admiral Hackett.
Sounds like you went through hell down there. How are you feeling?
Fine. No more visions, if that's what you mean. I wasn't expecting to see you here.
You went out there as a favor to me. I decided to debrief.
Feels like, oh, well, that happened, yeah. I mean, I think the dialogue does it justice. And, you know, like Shepard being grounded at the beginning of 3 is because of this mission. But to me, it's like, if you're going to have a big disaster... And this is, I think, the best contrast for this is the first Independence Day and the second one. One of the best things that the first Independence Day did was it showed you characters that weren't characters. It showed you people that weren't characters. It put faces to those who were going to die once the aliens attacked. That was actually very genius. Like, when the aliens first arrive, you're seeing all of these random people just reacting. And you never see them again, but you kind of know, once they attack, you're like, all those people just died. They personify the people who die. Whereas if you watch Independence Day Resurgence, they don't do that. And there's all this destruction, and none of it means a thing. This DLC, if I would have added something, I would have shown some of the people you're trying to save.
Have you received any intel about what happened?
Personalized the sacrifice. And the Barretts have proven nothing. Caleb didn't. Yeah, Caleb didn't look good. I mean, I think the team showed that he's got good pieces around him, but yeah, he looked like a rookie. Pretty much. It's the funny is, like, really all of the rookie quarterbacks, they looked like rookies.
And destroying that relay was the only way to stop them. Kenson sedated me for almost 2 days.
If nothing else, for me, it validated what I thought.
I tried to warn
I was like, you all don't need to play Drake May right now.
Time ran out.
You don't need to play him. There's no reason to play that kid right now. I mean, you look at all the rookie quarterbacks who are out there, not a single one of them looked amazing. They were all like, yeah, these all look like rookies. Wait till you've got
sure all the details.
You know, some time under his belt. You know, get some weapons you can rely on.
And there's just enough evidence.
Give him something. Don't just throw him out there to wolves, because I mean, New England's situation is worse than any of those rookie quarterbacks.
What are you saying?
You did what you did for the best of reasons, but there were more than 300,000 Batarians in that system, all dead.
They died to save trillions of lives. If I could have saved them, you bet your ass I would have.
You're preaching to the choir, Commander. If it were up to me, I'd give you a damn medal. Unfortunately, not everyone will see it that way.
So what do you suggest?
Evidence against you is shoddy at best. But at some point, you'll have to go to Earth and face the music. I can't stop it, but I can and will make them fight for it.
I didn't expect to see you aboard a Cerberus vessel.
I don't like Cerberus or the way they do things. But they brought you back to life, and they're actually doing something about it.
I'm just liking listening to this because it's Lance Henriksen.
I can be friendly.
And Lance is awesome.
Is the Alliance concerned about the Batarians' response to this incident?
Very. The Batarians have been looking for an excuse to wage war on us since we showed up in the galaxy. If the Reapers invade, we need the galaxy to work together. If we're at war with the Batarians, the other races will be hesitant to give aid to either side.
What's the Alliance doing about the Collectors?
We're setting fleets around our major colonies and evacuating our smaller ones. But the ships that encounter the Collectors haven't reported back. We're outmatched. I'm really hoping you and Cerberus have an ace up your sleeve.
Thank you, Admiral.
Do whatever you have to do out here. But when Earth calls, you make sure you're there with your dress blues on, ready to take the hit. In the meantime, you keep this. I don't need to see a report to know you did the right thing.
I mean, how can you not like Bishop? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Slash Jesse Hooker from Near Dark. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of the Arrival DLC, and that is going to conclude things for this afternoon/evening stream. I'll be back on here tomorrow about the same time, 3 o'clock. And also tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be on Jacob Ironside's channel. We're going to be talking Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, tonight on MMM, we are talking Speak No Evil 2022. Big boy had the touch. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And like I said, hopefully by probably Friday or so, I will have my Crow Poorly Explained video out. So something to look forward to there. So I will catch you all later on. But until then, good night, God bless, and Godspeed.